Hello Aquarius. So I'm doing your reading today on the 22nd of May. So it's Saturday the 22nd of May in the morning UK time. I haven't had breakfast yet, so you're going to hear my tummy rumbling throughout this reading. I'm sorry. It's just timing wise, it worked out that I had to do your reading before I had breakfast. So I'm very, very hungry and my tummy is rumbling. So I'm sorry about that if you can hear that. As I sat down about to press record, it was 11:11 on the timestamp. Not on the timestamp, on the actual UK time, and my battery was at 44%, and I just looked at my timestamp and it was 33. So I'm seeing a lot of repeating numbers for you, a lot of synchronicity. My intuition's coming through super strong. I got up this reading, this reading, I can't speak. I got up this morning and I was like, I have to do Aquarius's reading, and I had loads of notes written down throughout the night. So big energy today. So what have we got? 11:11:44, the 22nd of May, 33 on the timestamp, repeating numbers everywhere. Now 11:11, a lot of people love that number in regards to tarot and manifesting. 11:11 make a wish is what you see people saying, and fours are about stability and foundations. Now you do not have this card as part of your reading, which is interesting, but the 11:11 card for me is the Four of Wands. So 11:11 is four wands, so the Four of Wands is about celebration, celebrating milestones, but also like putting down really secure foundations, so you don't have when the tower moments come in, you stay standing, you stay strong. So really kind of like putting down those deep roots. So I don't know if any of that is going to be a theme for us in this reading. It's not particularly what I'm seeing, but because I saw it, it seemed very significant, and I wanted to mention it. Interesting, this card here with the tree right in the center of your reading, having said that, has a number 4 on it. The number 40 breaks down. If you add 4 and 0 together, it's still a number 4, and the 4 is on the tree, and I'm there talking about putting down deep roots. So maybe it is in your reading, especially with the tower there falling, because it doesn't have secure foundations. So storm warning up here, storm warning. I feel you're going to be navigating a tower moment, navigating a storm. I feel like it's coming from your own emotions, your own deep emotions about a situation. I feel like you've been bottling things up, because you start with, I'll just kind of show you, I don't know how to talk you through it. Do you know what? Go with the flow. However it comes out, it comes out. So I saw 2 cards last night. The first card I saw was this Imagine card, and the second card I saw was this Moonlight card. So it's talking to me about your own ability to imagine your own inner fantasy world, if you like. Quite Piscean energy. It's interesting it's coming out for you, but it's very Piscean energy. The Imagine card is a very Aquarian card for me, because it talks to me about, it always gives me imagine all the people, that John Lennon song, and thinking of the greater good, being quite philanthropic, maybe, having high ideals, especially high ideals in regards to social issues, political issues, is very Aquarian. So that definitely gives me this feeling of like you wanting a better future for others. It's a little bit martyr, I have to say, a little bit martyr. You do come across with that sometimes, a little bit holier than thou, Aquarius, but it's coming from a place of wanting to be good, having hopes and dreams and wishes for the future, not just for you, but of society, how society can be better. Or it could be like, I don't know, you've got community up here as well. Look, community, and look at this as well underneath. I didn't see this until now. Mending, community and mending with the fairies. The fairies are very significant in your reading today. I have already pulled the cards off camera. I pulled these 2 cards because they're the cards that I saw. Also, it's a funny story. So this showed me these 2 cards. I was thinking about this card, and imagine and manifesting powers, and how it's better to manifest things from an emotional place. But I was really picking up this kind of like moon energy, this secrets, kind of secret feelings, deep emotions, and then they showed me this card. It's like it just flashes up in front of my mind's eye, right? So that's what I got, those 2 cards out specifically. Now I also saw this card and this card, they showed me the follow the leader card, because it's like imagine a better future and then be the leader is the way it was coming through. And then they also showed me this talisman card. It's like, because you've got the compass, you're being guided here, you've got the compass, and it's in regards to your hopes and dreams and wishes, right? The things that you're imagining, the better future. It's like it's a creative, it's almost like you've had a vision of the future, a vision of what should be. It's come from a place of deep emotions, and it's come maybe in the quiet times, or maybe when when you're thinking about a problem and you allow yourself to daydream, and then you think that's how it should be, so how do I get there? I feel like there's a sense of using your intuition, and kind of like navigating the path using your kind of moral compass to guide you. So it's like you don't quite see, sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place in this reading, you don't quite see the path, you don't quite see all the twists and turns. It's like you're entering in the storm fields, right? It's like you sense that tower moment, you're entering the storm fields. You don't quite see all the twists and turns of the path ahead of you. But it's interesting, if you take away the 4, you get the 9. It's like this wounded warrior energy. But you're the right person for the job, because why have I put that in the middle? You're the right person for the job because they're trying to show me something else. Okay. Because you have, my tummy's rumbling, you have the moral compass, right? It's like your natural wish for the betterment of society, your natural ability to be very selfless is actually what makes you the right person for this job. Now, it may not be a literal job. It's coming through very much as like lead by example. I will sort of go through and read all the descriptions on these cards for you. Now, I don't know if we're dealing with somebody with an Aquarius moon, which is actually what I was thinking when I pulled this card. I was looking at this imagine, and for some reason my mind kind of wanders again. It's like, where do these messages come from? And I thought of Aquarius moon, and I saw this moonlight card, and I'm also kind of getting, it could be like Jupiter Aquarius, just because that's to do with how you find fortune in life, how you find abundance. So it's like you find abundance through this concern for the community, this awareness of social matters, or like maybe like feels like maybe north or south node as well, because it's like it's like your north and south node are your path. The north and south node is your compass, so it could be something to do with that. Either if you've got Aquarius south node, that's kind of like a natural ability, it comes naturally to you to think about the other people around you. That would mean you'd have Leo north node, which would mean that, oh my god, that's what it is, it makes perfect sense, right? So if you have Aquarius south node, it means that, again, you can go and look at this up. There's a link in the description box down below. You can go and click on that and find out about your birth chart. If you only know a few details, that's fine. Like, date of birth, place of birth, that's fine. It's still going to give you a lot of information. Don't worry too much if you don't know the time of birth. That just gives you your ascendant sign, but you can get a whole lot of information without that. But the south node is what comes naturally to you, your comfort zone. What you don't even have to think about. So you naturally perhaps think about others, or have this concern for the community, perhaps naturally very giving, naturally quite almost like, that kind of martyr energy. I don't like to say martyr because it has a negative connotation. You can certainly be a little bit holier than thou, but it's almost like naturally you put others first. But now the thing is, if you have Aquarius South Node, you have Leo North Node. Leo North Node is about, it doesn't come naturally to you to be a leader. It doesn't come naturally to you to put yourself out there, put yourself in front of people, to stand out from the crowd. You may have confidence issues with the Leo North Node. But the thing is, it's almost like basically, your destiny involves moving away from the South Node towards the North Node. So I have Capi South Node, Cancer North Node. So yeah, I have to move sort of out of Capricorn energy and into Cancer energy, which is complicated for me because I also have Capricorn Lilith, and now I'm just talking absolute waffle, so ignore that. Yeah, so it's like that is your compass, that is your destiny, to move away from your comfort zone into the things that feel uncomfortable. You're being asked to do that now, but you're being asked to do that because you're the best person for the job. I'm thinking about that King card from the Kim Kranz archetypes deck. It's like the best person. Oh my god, they're giving me, I was singing it this morning. That is crazy. I totally forgot. Right, I'm sorry, too much stuff. Let me finish one thought before I move on to the other. So it's like you're almost like the best person for the job because you do have that concern for the community, the social, you want things to be good on a social level, for everybody, and that makes you a brilliant leader because people see that, people feel valued by you. You're not somebody who's like, I want to be the leader because I want loads of money, I want to be the leader because I want attention. It's not like that for you. It's because you're so compassionate, because you have this image with this imagine card, imagine all the people, you have this image of like how things could be better. So it's almost like you are the right person for this, the fact that you're not ruthless, the fact that you're not selfish, all these qualities that people normally have when they're at the top, you're not like that, which is why you're the right person to do it. So what I kind of freaked out about then, I killed my hair. I kind of killed my hair last night with this kind of heatless curling technique. I'm just kind of getting it to kind of show you. I don't know if you can see this on camera. You're just seeing the scruffy ends. It needs a brush. But when I first did it and brushed it through and kind of threw my head back, I saw myself in the mirror and I looked like a lion. And I started singing Lion King, I just can't wait to be king. It's just so funny because it's like there's no such thing as coincidence, right? When it comes to tarot, everything that happens is part of the reading, and this is it. He doesn't want to be king at first, does he? He kind of runs away, but then he spends time with the people, right? And then he has a lot of friends, and they support him, and he supports them. It's a very much a rising to the top, but taking people with you with this follow the leader card. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to go through the intuitive stuff that I got through. So I'm just excited for your reading. It's a very strong reading. It's coming through very, very strongly. Okay, the first thing I saw was a kitten in a crown, which is so funny because it didn't make sense to me until I just realised the whole Lion King connection. A kitten in a crown. So it's talking to me like it makes so much sense. It's like Simba, right? The kitten, the cub, is like destined. The kitten in the crown. Okay, and it did actually look like the cat in this, like a kitten version of the cat in this image. So funny. I heard. Now, I didn't quite catch the very first start of this sentence. So I heard a sentence, and it ended with ember. So it was either remember or November. So it was either remember the 31st, my darling. Remember the 31st, my darling. Or it was November the 31st, my darling. But I don't think November has 30 days, does it? Hang on. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. No, November doesn't have 31 days. Remember the 31st, my darling. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. How about May? 30 days have September, April, June. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31. So there could be something about May the 31st for you. I wonder what day this reading is going to go up on. I can't calculate that because I'm recording it on the Saturday the 22nd. So 7 more days. No, so it'd be like, so in 2 days when this reading goes up, remember the 31st, my darling. Okay, something may happen on the 31st for you, or has happened on the 31st of a month. So Imagine card, Moonlight card, I saw those, I saw these. Oh, I never finished telling you. So I saw these 2 cards and intentionally pulled them out. And then I kind of shuffled to see if any more cards wanted to come out. And then when I pulled that card out and I looked at the bottom of the deck, and Follow the Leader was on the bottom, and I was like, oh my God, that's the other card I saw. I completely forgot. And I moved it and Talisman was underneath. It's the sort of thing that I wish happened on camera, but for some reason I'm pulling the cards off camera this week to kind of work it out and then explain it. So, but I promise you from the bottom of my heart, that is exactly how it happened. So it was, I went through, pulled the Moonlight card out, shuffled, looked at the bottom, and I was like, oh my God, that's the other card I saw. Oh my God, that's the other card I saw. Like, it was crazy. So I took those as well. And then I gave it a shuffle and the Magic Stream fell out. So, right, okay. Imagine by John Lennon. The Independent Love Song came through, which also came through for Capricorn at the beginning of the week. I'm doing it a different way. You're doing it a different way. It's funny as well. I've been getting this stuff through. I was seeing all these other tarot readers that were going, oh, Saturn retrograde in Capricorn. And I was like, I could swear Saturn's in Aquarius because it moved. I did these readings where it's like Saturn's moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius at the beginning of the year. And then I ended up going down this rabbit hole. It's like, it depends who you ask. You can Google it and it'll be like, Saturn's in Aquarius, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. But then like if you actually go and look at the position of where it is on I think there's like a Sky at Night website. It's actually in the constellation of Capricorn. So it's like, it depends on who you ask. There's something about that. Like there's the Western tradition, astrology tradition, and the Vedic astrology tradition. So it's like, where is Saturn? Is Saturn in Capricorn or is Saturn in Aquarius? Like, I genuinely don't know. I'm so confused about it. I think it's in Capricorn. So why are people saying it's in Aquarius? I don't know what that means, but I am seeing a connection with that Capricorn reading at the start of the week, because it was like they had to be the leader. Then I got Crazy by Aerosmith. I go crazy, crazy. That one. And then the song that randomized, I asked for a song for you as I was setting up, and it was Special by The Game and Nate Dogg. I love that song. Girl, I'd do anything to make you feel special. Man, it's easy to see, it's special to me. Yes, I do try and rap it. So, Special by The Game and Nate Dogg. So there's a lot of love stuff coming through in the songs that I've kind of channeled or randomized, but this does not feel like a love reading. Unless it's like love of the community. Like, this is a very, very Aquarian card up here that we're starting with. I actually see giraffes as Aquarian energy because there's another card somewhere that's, I think it's like a zebra disguised as a giraffe or vice versa. And that's always been an Aquarius card for me, because it talks about the Aquarian need to be very, very individual, to not wear a mask, to not hide your true colours or your true stripes or your true spots, right? It's like the need to be quirky and surprising. So giraffes and zebras always talk to me about Aquarian energy now, especially because of the community card and this Aquarian sense of community, mending something in the community. So what's broken for you when you look at society, the community around you, the people that you share your life with? What's broken? How are you trying to mend that? Okay, I'm just going to start going through for you with these cards now. I'm going to kind of read through. So use your own intuition to work out what's for you and what's not for you. It's a general reading. It's not a personal reading. I could just be reading for one Aquarius, right? I don't know. I don't know who I'm reading for. I don't like to read for specific people because I think it's difficult when I know people in real life. Friends and family members, and I'm doing a reading and I suddenly think this is this person's reading. It's like a specific person will pop into my head and I think I can see exactly how this fits their life, and that makes me quite uncomfortable because it almost feels like an invasion of privacy. If somebody wants to tell me something, they'll tell me something, right? It's not for me to pry. Whereas when I'm doing a general reading, I feel like I'm reading blind. I don't know who I'm reading for. And then, whoever comes to that reading can see which bits are for them and which aren't. I'd rather not know who I'm reading for and just read the cards, because as soon as I start to think that it's a certain person. I don't want to put my own it's sort of like, you know how art is subjective. You could, or you know, different people will get different things from it. I don't want to imprint my own. Or I remember when I was at university and I was doing translations and a lot of work with translations. I was learning classical Latin, and you can get, there's different ways that you can translate something. You can do it in a poetic way, or you can do it in a literal way, and the person who's translating has to make a conscious choice of what style they're going to translate in, because, you know, classical Latin does not translate perfectly into English, you know, especially if you're translating poetry. You know, I love Ovid. You know, the rhymes, the assonance, the vowel sounds. It's interesting. I'm going to come back to that special song in a second. The things that make it poetry in the Latin, you know, you can translate it, and if you translate it literally, the line length will be different, or you know, things won't rhyme anymore. So yeah, you do have to take a bit of artistic liberty, and it's the same with a tarot card reading. You have to pull out the things that are for you, and use your own intuition and your own sort of interpretation in it. I don't want to imprint your reading with too much of myself. I just want to read what's coming through. So sometimes as I'm doing a reading and I can say things that feel very much at odds to my own personal belief, but it's because I'm channeling somebody else's energy or somebody else's messages. So please use your intuition. Do not take it as literal advice. Take it as inspiration, yeah, or something to think about. So yeah, gender is very fluid in the tarot, so I may say he, she, or they. You know, you may have a man or a woman on the cards. Take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. The reading's timeless. When it finds you, it's at that time. I should have said that all at the beginning. So going back to that special song by The Game and Nate Dogg, I like rap because I think a lot of the techniques you use in classical poetry, you know, especially things like assonance, which is rhyming sounds, and they can come at any placement in the poem. You find it a lot in rap, especially when the person's rapping in their own accent, their own style of speaking. And you find this with people like Langston Hughes. I don't know why I've fallen into this. I'm sorry. It's going to be a long reading, guys. Bear with me. My tummy's going to be rumbling so much at the end of this. So Langston Hughes, when you, if I read it in my British voice, it doesn't get the same poetry, you know, the same music to it as if you read it in a voice similar to, or an accent similar to Langston's own. With that drawl, it's much more beautiful. You know, what is it, the old Union way? I can't do it. So with songs like Special, it has that poetry to it that comes from the person's accent. LAX to JFK, it's where it all happened. What could you walking at the Gucci store in Manhattan? You know, there's the rhythm and the rhyme to it. It is poetry, and what, just because it's rap music, people don't see it as an art form when it is. One of my favorite songs, and I always say, I was doing teacher training once, and I always said if I had to teach assonance to, or poetry to, high school age kids, I'd use Lose Yourself by Eminem, because it's such a brilliant song. If you're looking for assonance, it's what is it? Palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. On the surface is calm and ready. That sound, you know, you have that in there. So I don't know why I've gone off onto a side thing here. As I say, everything that happens in a reading is part of the reading. That's going to mean something to somebody. There's a reason why the song was special. Something about talking in your own voice, being unique, being who you are, you know, being authentic, and actually not, because, you know, if you think about traditional literature, right? You know, the study of the classics, and then you have like Shakespeare, which I love, right? This is my thing. But then you have the progress of poetry, the changes as you start to, as people, or you can think about people like Cezanne as well, as if you want to take it as an artist. He learned the traditional method first and then did his own spin on it. It was quite controversial at first. So there's something to if everybody did it the traditional way, if everybody did it the established way, then there would be no innovation. And Aquarius, you're the innovation sign. So I'm doing it a different way because you're making progress, right? So I'm just gonna have some of my coffee. I normally have coffee with Cappy, and I'm having coffee with Libra and Aquarius this week, apparently. Okay, so I'm gonna stop waffling. But like I say, there's a lot of intuitive stuff. It's like coming through strongly. So we start with this never-ending story card. I feel like this is where you are or where you've been. It's like, because again, notice this fairy. And look, like there's a face in the mirror, right? There's a different face in the mirror, and she's wearing a mask. So there's something to do with not being authentic about your inner self, right? Especially like deep feelings. And again, with this, notice as well the time, the hourglass. There's this little love, yes, no thing. Again, it could be about love, but I'm seeing it more about like leading by example or something like this. And then we have this moonlight card again. She has the hourglass, right? And the fairy. So something about time passing. It's a low energy. It's like a depressed energy, and there's some kind of knowledge that's eluding you with this owl that's flying off. Some kind of knowledge that's eluding you, which again, you've got the Page of Swords up there, which is about gathering information. So yeah, let me go to that because that confused me at first when it came out. So this knowledge that's eluding you, your information gathering here, you're like this is, yeah, collecting information. This can be like spying. Sometimes it can be like blurting out information, but the pages are students in the tarot. They're learning, they're collecting, right? Making a plan. So, and swords are about informational communication. So you're trying to watch and see, trying to find something out, gather communication. It's in regards again to this community, because it's the Six of Cups, but you can see it's in reverse. So I don't know. And then here with the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Swords again being like an idea or communication or action being taken, and it's new action being taken, new communication. But with these two in reverse, it's like it's not happening. There's something not being said in the community, or action not being taken in the community. There's something a truth not being revealed, right? In regards to, it could be the greater society, it could be, literally like humanity, or it could be personal to you. It could be like a group of people around you, possibly something to do with children here, or your own childhood. Six of Cups is, it can be soulmates, it can be nostalgia for the past, nostalgia for childhood. It can also be equal give and take in terms of emotions. You give to receive. With the emotions. So there's something going on up there. So trying to gather this information. But this thing about with the hourglass, it's like something to do with like time passing, or this is, you felt some way for a long time, or there's been a long time and there's no changes with never ending story. So what I noticed about this moon, it almost makes me think about Jupiter, right? The is it the eye of Jupiter? It's like a big gas storm. So I'm seeing this as with the moon representing emotion or affecting emotions. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. A lot of the time, it also symbolizes secrets. Again, there's this thing about secret knowledge, or something being hidden from you, or you hiding something from your community around you. But this eye is representing an emotional storm for me here today, especially because we have this storm field. It's like it comes down, right? It comes down from the moon to the earth. So this is talking to me about stormy emotions and then the impact point, right? It could be with this dry desert, it could be that where you've been somewhere where it's very emotionally dry. It's funny because Libra yesterday, I'm not 100% sure I'm putting that reading up or if I'm going to redo it, because it's one of those readings where, like, yours is coming through so strongly. I'm so sure about what I'm saying. Libra's was very icky. I found it I didn't feel satisfied with it. So it's the second time I've done it as well. I don't know what it is. It's something to do with my own energy, Libra energy. It's like I keep having to refilm things for my other channel, and things are just not working. So I don't know. And you can see this. It's almost like that storm's breaking there. You know, it's coming in, it's coming down, and it's going to rain. What other song did I get? It was because I just got Rain by Madonna, and I got another Madonna song. I didn't write it down. What was it? Love and Understanding, Rescue Me. Right, I'm just going to make a note of those two songs. Yeah, so I forgot. As I was lighting your joystick, I lit you patchouli for love, because you were getting a lot of love songs. And I don't know if it's like romantic love or love, like social love, you know, love for friends, love for the people around you. But yeah, I got Love and Understanding, the phrase Love and Understanding, which is from Rescue Me by Madonna. So it's Rescue Me, it's hard to believe your love has given me hope. Rescue me, I'm drowning, baby, throw out your rope. Now that's only just occurred to me because if I move on now to this Imagine, I had a really good look at this card because it's the first card that I saw. Now I don't see cards very often in the night when I'm getting the intuitive messages. When I do, it's normally something very, very important trying to come through. For example, I once saw the Death card and the Tower card together, which is like it can mean literally death and a shock. And I recorded the reading, put it up, and later that day we found out that there'd been a death in the family, which we weren't expecting. So when I do see these cards, it's normally there's something big going on for somebody. So it's significant that this came through. So Imagine, I'm drowning, baby, throw out your rope. Look, she's this person, she, he, they, like they're in this pool of water right now, and then that's like there's this string pulling them up, which goes into the way that I was looking at it, because if you look here behind the moon, there's a face behind the moon, and then if you look on the box on this exchanging gifts, there's a face on the box. So it's almost like this person they're down somewhere and then they get pulled up. It's interesting because Capricorn at the start of the week had this thing about this, like climbing a mountain. So it's like you get pulled up by this face. It could be like spirit, and then it's like surprise, like, you know, like they pop out the box. It's like, surprise, I'm here now. And it comes with this kind of betterment, this feeling of betterment, because like to me it's like this was the fairy in, look, because you've also got this Between Worlds card again. Capricorn had this, and it's looking to me like this now. It's like you're between two worlds, between two places. It could be emotional worlds, right? You're opening up a new emotional expanse for yourself, or it could be again like stood in the water there, or it's like you're between two communities, between two phases of your life. Whatever it is, I feel like whatever you're leaving behind is like this never-ending story energy, and then you're moving towards this kind of like much happier, much more like, it's like Six of Cups in the upright, right? You know, equal exchange between friends, between whatever, these more than one person, right? So that's the way it's kind of coming through to me. It's like very much tying into that Tell Me Anything reading that I did at the start of this week. So 2 weeks ago when this reading goes up, there was a reading about like being a child in a dark room, right? And, you know, just like going to bed at night and being very bored. And that's when your imagination sparks up, right? That's when this inner world comes to life and you can visualize a different place for yourself, a different person to be, a different life for yourself. So it's like putting on an avatar almost, you know, being in the 3D reality and then putting on the 3D, you know, playing a computer game and being able to be whoever you want to be is the kind of the way it was coming through. So there's that. There's that, like not being happy where you are, so imagining a better life for yourself. And then it kind of, yeah, so let's start reading the cards and we'll kind of progress along with it. So if I read Never Ending Story for you first, it's definitely progression, right? I'm sorry, this reading's all over the place. It's so difficult but it's because I'm getting so much information. It's a very, the energy that's coming through is very powerful. It's like this message is big and important. It has to come through. You know, almost like I was saying, like that storm field coming down to earth. It's like the energy, the information's coming down to me like this. It's like you have to communicate this to Aquarius, or maybe one person, right? It's important. So, like, not every reading is like this. So there's a lot, you know, I'm human and I'm trying to take in these messages from the universe who has this higher perspective than me, you know, this omnipotent, omnipowerful presence, and it's like trying to beam these messages through my little tiny human brain. And it's like I have to get this to you so that you can do your magic with it, right? Okay, so just call me crazy, I don't care. I'm doing what I feel like I'm meant to be doing. And I say that, and the first words of this is self-criticism. Self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. Storm warning, unnecessary dramas. There's a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is, it could be someone around you, somebody around you who's always... They're always causing drama. They're always causing trouble. Perhaps you give them second chances, but it's the same story on repeat, right? Stuck in a cycle. It's the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this. You must not go there. Now, this is my imposter syndrome, right? The Capricorn Lilith is showing up now. You cannot do this. You must not go there. Should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. So I feel like there's something you need to say or do, and it's like you're holding yourself back because you're like, I don't want the tower moment. What if I do or say the thing and my world comes crumbling down? There's a fear in this, right? Which keeps you stuck in the never-ending cycle. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The sky is not falling, right? The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got you stuck in a lie. It wants to protect you and needs to, but it makes you need to be seen as a victim. Wait, let me read that again. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance. So the person who guided you, the leader who you were following, right? Distorted guidance is preventing you from being your true. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and you are not your story. And the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So it could be, especially because you end with the temptation card, it could be taking the easy road, right? Stuck in a cycle, not happy, some kind of drama keeps repeating itself, but it's because you keep taking the easy road. It's easier to stay the same than make the change. Again, use your own intuition to guide you, but I think you're encouraged to take a different route, right? I'm doing it a different way. It's like learning the lesson, understanding that you have to choose a different door if you're gonna make any progress, right? Because you're just being kept small. It's easier to, when, you know, if you like, you try and open that other door but you find it stressful, it's easier to just be like, do you know what, I'm gonna go and, I don't know, have a drink, or, you know, comfort eat, or and go and take the other path. Okay, let's read this card, Moonlight. Your intuition allows, this is the thing, it's your intuition, it's your, right, you've got the inner voice that's like the small voice, and then you've got like this higher self that's trying to guide you on a different way, right? Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical and analytical. Follow it. Moonlight beckons, come, and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. It doesn't seem logical, does it, to walk towards the storm? But you're going to walk through the storm because it is logical. Because, you know, if you're in a dry place, the storm is going to... It's like the difference between these two cards, right? It's not logical to walk through the storm. But is it if you're going to end up here? Right? Look how much more fertile this land is. You do end with fertility cards. You know, we it rains a lot in England, but it means we have a lot of green grass, you know. I'm getting when you walk through the storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet... I'm sorry, I'm singing it so badly. Walk on, right? Walk on with hope in your heart, star card hope, and you'll never walk alone. I've got goosebumps. I've gone, whoa, cold and shivery, but like hot, cold and shivery. Okay. Moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist second guessing yourself, for your alternate perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or other systems of divination to gain information. Right? Intuitively. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, a clear sound, or an animal or object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours if you follow the signs. Okay? And there's also this thing, if it was reversed, too much analysing is getting you nowhere. Stop overthinking things. You may be exhausted from second guessing yourself all the time and losing your footing. So instead of using that mental energy to overthink, use it to imagine. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on what could be in the future. Envision yourself in something better, right? Whether that's a better society, a better system, it's like manifest it, right? Be careful about what you're thinking about, because what you think about, you bring about. So if you're thinking about the things that keep you stuck and small, you're actually reinforcing that in your life, you know. Think on a high vibrational level. Think about what could be. Imagine. Essential meanings. Turning imagination into manifestation. So exactly what I was saying. Creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity and illusions. Who do you want to be? Who do you need to believe in? Or who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You were gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. If you make it, they will come. What's that saying? This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations, and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. Okay, if you are asking about a relationship, I'm going to read the relationship message here as well. In matters of the heart, it's easy to daydream about another as a means of connecting to that person. While that's romantic, if you want this relationship to be real, you need to go for it, not just dream about it. Now is the time to move beyond the daydream and into the reality, beyond illusion and into fruition. Relationships are about relating. So step out onto the dance floor where imagination partners with manifestation. The message of this card is that a person with attributes you have imagined will enter your life. You'll be changed for the better. Imagine that. Okay, so there's this... Between worlds just means being in that space of like leaving one aspect of your life and moving into the other. There is this kind of celebration party thing that keeps coming through with this underlying fairy card here. You actually have celebration. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's giving me... something like dance tonight. Everyone wants to feel alright. Everybody dance around tonight. I feel like it's Blake Shelton, but I could be wrong. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. So that's nice. I hope so. Now let's go to exchanging gifts. Dance around tonight. I'm just making a note. Hopefully I'll be able to find that song. All the songs that come through will be in the description box down below for you. So you can go and look those up and see if any of them have any particular meaning to you. You can always tell when I'm getting a lot of intuitive stuff because I get about 1 million songs down there. The law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing costs and determining value. You're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them, yet in order to honour them, just turning the page with one hand, excuse me, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. Okay, this is the thing, because there isn't equal give and take in something. With that being in reverse, you need that to be in the upright, equal give and take, whether that's you or others, right? It's both. You must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. I feel like that's the temptation to go back into this, right? To give up too soon. This is not a time of just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. Okay, equal give and take. You deserve equal compensation for your time and effort, right? So then we go into this like following the leader, talisman, magic stream. So this is you leading by example in something, being very authentic, perhaps being very truthful about your feelings in a situation, especially in regards to a fair and equal society or a fair and equal relationships in your social group. Excuse me. So you are very much coming through as this fairy energy, right? All fairies on these cards, and then a flamingo as well. It's like winged, and then this Imagine card, they're like being lifted up into the sky. So air energy, very much your energy. So you're being shown here as the leader, right? You're the fairy. The interesting thing for me is last time I had this card, I felt like they were going home, but now I feel like they're leaving home. Again, this thing about roots, right? Number 4 is being like roots. The establishment, the place where you come from, the traditions. I feel like you're innovating, right? You're making a new path, right? You're doing it a different way. So these other winged animals are all kind of like following you, is the way I'm kind of seeing it, because you're the, now she hasn't got wings, but you're this kind of like fairy here. Look at that yin yang as well at her feet. I haven't kind of noticed that. It's like you've got the moral compass, you've got the talisman, and this like dragon as well on her arm. It's like you don't see the full picture. You don't have all the answers. You don't have the full map, but you do have the compass. You can navigate this, and it's your sense of high honor. It's your sense of wanting to do the right thing. It's your sense of wanting to make things better for everybody that is making you the perfect person to do this, to lead the way. Now it could mean that you're taking on some kind of leadership position at work, or some kind of leader in your leadership qualities in your social group. I'm more feeling like it's to do with being authentic and being true to yourself, and this need to make things better for others. So it's like you're doing something where you're being a very good example for other people to follow. There's a huge amount of creativity here as well with this. You're doing something quite alchemical. It's almost like, can you see here the similarity between the compass in a hand? You may do that thing where you put like a crystal on a string and get like the yes and no's. I don't know, that might be good for you. But you can see here how this compass here with the star inside is actually on this card, which represents your energy. Sorry about the boobies, but guys, but it's like, here it is now. It's like you get to that place. This is your guidance system. This is you're following your hopes and dreams. You're following your ideas of something better, right? Your fantasy, you're making your fantasy into a reality. And it's very, very healing with the star card. It's healing. It's experimental. It's innovative. It's like you're being this like alchemist here with emotions, the alchemy of emotions, and you're doing it with something very, very creative, because you go from this very, very blue card where she's playing with the water, like mixing water together, but then it comes in with this fire energy, this volcano energy. It's like suddenly feeling very empowered, suddenly feeling very confident, suddenly feeling like I have something new here to show. You can see the fire and the water are mixing. So we don't have temperance here, but this talks about the mixing of emotions and passions to create something new. So you are doing something new and alchemical, and it's coming from a place deep within you of empowerment, and like this is the right thing to do, very creative. It's leading you into this Emperor energy as well, which again is talking to me about the leader. I love this Emperor card. It's one of my favorite Emperors, because the Emperor can be a little bit stern, again Saturn energy. It can also be like it's typically Aries, Taurus. It also gives me Capricorn energy. It's like this Emperor, I love how he's watching the children play, and they're looking in the water as well, right? It's like allowing the children to explore their emotions. Perhaps you come from a society or family that has always been very stoic, very much like you hide your emotions, you bottle them up, you do the right thing, you do the logical thing. But what that's doing by suppressing your emotions, especially for such a long time with these time things on the cards, this is what's creating this emotional storm. It's like emotions that can't be held back any longer. And it's funny as well, because at the start of the week I had that the waterfall came out for Capricorn. I don't know why you're getting the same kind of things. It's funny as well, because I've split you both up. It's like I think feel like when people used to try and split me and my best friend up in school, and we'd always end up sat next to each other again at the desk. Our names, whether you aligned us by first name or last name, we were still next to each other when you rearranged us, so you couldn't split us up, right? And it's the same kind of thing with you and Capricorn. I always feel like because you're next to each other in the zodiac, there's always this kind of spillover between it's with all the signs, right? It's with all the signs, and then you spill into Pisces. But I split you up. I did Capricorn on Monday. Like, I've done all the other signs, including Libra. It should be Libra into Aquarius this week, but it's not. Capricorn had this waterfall card, and it was like that was their source of power. It was like this emotional need to do something, and there's a lot of impassioned energy behind it. It's like you can't hold that waterfall back, was how it was coming through in that reading. And then I watched since. You can look at kind of like the dates. As I say, I'm kind of recording this on Saturday. I think, when did I do Capricorn's reading? Thursday. I did Capricorn's reading on Thursday, and then Nicholas Ashbow yesterday on Friday put up his Capricorn reading, and he always has a symbol. For Libra this month it was the sunflower, and for Capricorn it was the waterfall. And I was like, that's crazy, I had a waterfall in my Capricorn reading, and now it's like I'm doing Aquarius but the waterfall's back, and you've got like the same message about being the leader. Or are you following Capricorn? Is Capricorn the leader? I don't know, there's a huge amount of similarity. But this alchemical thing with emotion and passion that can't be held back any longer with the waterfall energy is creating something very, very healing. The star card means healing. Because it's not healthy. It's not healthy to bottle up your emotions and your feelings, right? It's going to create stress. It can give you ulcers and things, I don't know. So to let them flow freely in a healthy way, and to use those feelings and passions and pour them into something like a project or something you want to do, like learning how to process them in a healthy way is very, very healing and inspirational to other people. So this is kind of what's coming through. But you can see the rainbow on this card as well. It's like you can't have the rainbow if you just have water. You have to have the sun. Queen of Wands is very much like sun energy, right? I'd say it's Sagittarius. It could be any fire sign. You have to have the sun and the rain in order to get the rainbow, the water and the fire, right? The passion and the emotion. Excuse me a minute. I just paused and got a really nice message from one of my friends there. Right, okay. So you could be challenging or facing up to some sort of authority figure or establishment. You could be, if you have had a very stoic father, perhaps you could be, actually telling them how you feel. It feels like opening the floodgates. It could be challenging some kind of authority. This tower, and now the tower always represents to me things in your life that are being challenged. It talks about, are the foundations secure, or are they? Is this tower meant to fall? So it can mean a number of different things in your life. Sometimes it's a relationship, right? Is this relationship, is it make or break time? It could be something to do, excuse me, it could be something to do with like your career, or it could be a number of things. It could be anything in your life, right? Something to do with work, perhaps. But it means the storm comes in. Now the storm could be some kind of drama, something unexpected. It can be communication, it can be news, something unexpected that challenges an aspect of your life. Now, if that is, if it's, for example, a relationship that's meant to stand the test of time with all those fours at the start of your reading, if you really dug those tent pegs in deep, right, laid thick foundations, built it properly stone by stone, then this is going to stand the test of time. If there are problems, if the foundations of this, whatever this is for you, are rocky, then the tower comes in to do you a favor, because people say that it's scorpionic energy, it's destructive energy, it's the storm, right? People fear it because they fear change, but it's actually doing you a favor. It's plutonic energy. It's like you could even say it's like that Saturn tough love energy. It's like, if this is meant to stand, if this is good for you, if it's meant to continue to be in your life, it will stand this test. If this situation is not serving you, if you're meant to be somewhere else, then the tower will fall and you'll know it's time to leave, right? It's almost like the tower comes in to get you out of places where you've been stuck. So there is this sense about time. It's something that's been a long time coming, perhaps. It could be that somebody's, with a lot of people behind them as well, with the strength of the community behind them, could be challenging some kind of authority figure here with the Tower and the Emperor together. Now, only take that if it resonates with you. I'm trying to think of an example. I can't think of a good example. Sometimes it just takes one person to speak up. Say this was like a workplace and you had a boss who was very controlling. I mean, the Emperor's in the upright, so it's actually showing as being a positive person. It's not if it's in the reverse, it'd be negative. It's just with the Tower, it's like something that needs to be said, right? Something that needs to be said, something that needs to be addressed, perhaps. It's like when one person talks, everybody else follows that example. They all, tell their stories. You could think about the Me Too movement, right? One person talks, everybody else comes out with their stories. The tower falls, Weinstein, is suddenly challenged. Could be something like that. But it's really important to stay in high vibrational energy. I'm going to start to read these cards. Follow the leader, talisman, and magic stream. And again, use your intuition. Your own intuition is really important at the moment in guiding you. You're the person with the intuitive compass. You're the person with the imagination and the hopes and the dreams. It's like you're carrying this with you in the compass, a vision of something better. It does require walking away from something. This is an emotional release, going off. You can see she's walking towards the moon and the ocean. She's trusting her intuition here with whatever this is. We do have this Ace of Cups as well, which talks about a new version of emotions. It's emotional and it's new, right? Knight of Cups in the underline there. Yeah, so somebody's saying something or expressing something and it's coming from an emotional place. Okay, follow the leader. I heard let it flow. Follow the leader. Every life is a teaching tool for others. Your authenticity and honesty, again back to authenticity. Your authenticity and honesty are an example to those around you. You're being called to lead others by example. Your wisdom has been earned as a result of your bravery in the adventure of your life. The experiences of battles won and lost, places discovered, tears shed, and joys revealed have placed you in a unique, you love to hear you're unique, don't you, Aquarius? You're in a unique position to be of service to others. Your suffering has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom. Like, you cannot make this up. They're not even consecutive cards, right? They're the two cards that I saw. I saw that card, that card, that card, then that card. So I'm just going to read that again. Your suffering over here has been crystallized into a talisman of wisdom, right? Which is turning into this huge healing, hopeful star, right? This huge healing star of hope. Now you must share it. By being fully authentic, you'll lead others into the light. You'll be required to divulge some things about your past so that you may help someone else. Lead with love. Lead with love. There is another message here as well. Look to those whose great character and accomplishments you admire. Emulate the leaders you respect. You will then in turn have more to offer. So don't emulate the leaders that you don't respect. This could represent somebody, you know, in your life that you do respect. He's very much that kind of like traditional father energy, right? He's got a job to do. He's on his throne. He's a businessman. He's an emperor, right? But he's looking to the children. He cares about the future. You know, it may not be your own father or boss. It may be maybe Barack Obama. I don't know. It may be somebody in the public eye, you know, or somebody else's father or mother. You know, anyone. It's like, who do you want to be? Who do you imagine yourself becoming in the future? No matter who you were in the past, your past is served you a purpose. It was there to teach lessons, and those lessons can help you to heal and be a good example for others. So it can be hard when you're in it to see the problems as blessings, but they are a gift. You know, the universe is gifting you something here, and a new way of moving forward, remembering all those scars, right? And it's okay to be scarred as long as you've learned the lessons from those experiences, as long as you can turn a negative into a positive, you know, a negative experience into something that you can use as, you know, it could be like how you recovered from something is an example to others. So you've been given a huge gift because and the thing is as well, the universe picked you because you are the right person to have experienced those things. The universe knew that you'd be here now, that you'd make it to today, right? And that you're the person who can take this forward into the future. And you may not feel like that. You may doubt that. You may not truly believe it, but this is what the cards are saying, right? If this is your reading, this is what the cards are saying. The universe chose you to have those experiences, and you might think, fuck you, universe, I really would rather have not gone through that. But at some point along your journey, you'll be able to see how it was a huge gift, because you'll see the impact that it has on others. You'll see how you're making the lives of others better, especially, like, I feel like children could be involved. You're making the lives of children, whether it's children or generations to come, you're making some sort of change, right? And you would never have done that. You would have never taken these steps if you hadn't have had the experiences that you had. So it's you're not a victim. You're the hero of the story. The heroes face trials. I think I'm going to make myself cry. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Wisdom allows you to recognize traps on the road as familiar patterns that you want to avoid. Just to make note that your advice card is temptation, right? Wisdom allows you to recognize the traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information, again, right? Gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you recognize your allies. Okay? It helps you recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. You're at a place now where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you, for you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You've earned your lessons and earned the right to success. Okay, so you're on your way to the magic stream. Magic, healing, flowing emotions. The only thing is there are traps along that route. and this is why you're the person, right? You're the leader, because you can see the traps. So what are the traps? I'm going to read this temptation card next. This is your advice card, by the way. I'd normally read this at the end of the reading, but pay close attention, because I feel like now is the time to read this card for you. So, because you don't want to fall back into that cycle, you don't want to go back to the never-ending story. It's like you're in this in-between period where it's like you could go either way. You could fall back, or you could really take that brave step into the future. And if you do fall back, right, don't beat yourself up too much. If you do fall back, if one of those traps get you, I'm seeing the labyrinth, you know, the oubliette in the labyrinth, the film. There is a way out of the oubliette, right? There's a hidden door, and you do have to go back to the start. And it's not fair. She says it's not fair. Life isn't fair. But you've learnt the lesson. You're not going to go in the oubliette again, are you? So every time you fail, every time you find yourself back at the start, if you do fall back to the start, it's okay. You've just learned. It's like a computer game, right? You get a little bit further in the level every time, because you learn where the traps are. They show me Lara Croft. Okay, so now this is a really interesting card, and I love this because it really gives you a good understanding of what the Devil card really means in the tarot. It can be a lot of different things. It's not just the things you might think. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. The fairy of temptation reminds us that we all have desires. This is the fire. This is part of the human condition, and it's totally fine. Now, Aquarius, you are one of the energies that thinks sometimes base emotions like, I don't know, desire, or, I think we all have this sometimes where you develop emotions or passions for somebody and it's inconvenient. It's like, I didn't ask for this. Why do I feel this way about this particular person? And it's like, I'm not meant to feel this way, but you do. And the quicker you come to terms with that, the quicker you accept it as like, it is what it is, the easier it is to get on with it. Denying it is actually what causes the problems, I think. So you have to then look at, like, why are you denying it? Why is this such a problem? I don't know where I went with that, but it's fine. It's normal. It's normal, right? It happens to everybody at some point or another. Aquarius, you're not above these emotions. You're not above the ability to feel passion and emotions, and if you bottle them up, you're actually not being a whole person. The Emperor knows. The Emperor's been there. He's fallen down all the traps, and that's how he's learned. He's got the experience now. Yeah, that's what makes this person compassionate, because he knows that everybody has these things, right? You don't want to be the stoic leader. You don't want to be the person who bottles it up. This is what you're changing. This is why you're doing it a different way. Desires may be things that make us happy and feel good, or be activities that can potentially harm us, such as smoking, drinking, or substance abuse. Alternatively, there is the temptation to be holier than thou, Aquarius, or the most spiritual Aquarius, showing us that temptation can manifest in many ways. Junk food is something many people are tempted by. This is mainly due to the way it's advertised, but also when we're craving certain nutrients and vitamins, in which case we tend to get a quick fix by eating things that are often very sugary. So this could talk about, you could translate that as well into something like, maybe you want love, maybe you want an equal balanced relationship where, you have that true love and affection that's reciprocal, but you go for, the temptations, you go for the people who are bad for you because you want the quick fix. So, the relationship perhaps that you really want is something that's built over time, where, the quick fix is that instant connection with somebody else, the one night stand. So it can translate into a lot of different ways, right? It could even be vice versa, I don't know. We can learn to overcome the negative aspects of temptation with the help of the fairies. You, right, with your help, Aquarius, you're the fairy in this. Go outside into nature, dig a small hole and whisper or shout out loud anything you wish to remove from your life. These can be temptations that do not or no longer serve your highest spiritual and physical good. Now fill the hole with the soil you dug out. The fairies can help you transmute your misdirected energy. This is the transformation, right? This is the transmutation, the alchemy here, which I'm seeing this Queen of Wands as very much Sagittarian, temperance energy, with the alchemy between the emotions and the passions. The fairies can help you transmute your misdirected energy into healthy, harmonious, and positive energy so you feel rebalanced and realigned. The more balanced you are, the less likely you are to succumb to temptation. The Fairy of Temptation is not a judge of temptation. She is merely showing ways in which you can regain control over this aspect of your life. She can make us feel empowered and able to say no to the things that we know aren't good for us. With empowerment comes confidence, and with confidence comes the ability to make positive changes in our life. Again, with this Leo thing about I feel like I had this for you a while back. If you had Aquarius South Node and Leo North Node, you would have confidence issues. Let's go into Magic Stream. You know, you might feel like, I need to learn more about the nodes, I think. Okay, Magic Stream. Everything is connected through the universal flow of consciousness. Every experience you have seems to have its own life story, with a beginning, a middle, and eventually an end. However, there is a danger in seeing events as separate from one another, since in fact they are all part of the continuity and greater evolution. Like an ever-flowing magic stream, your experiences filter through the whole world, one leading into another, informing and influencing still more. Inspiration, invention, and revelations rarely come to just one person. My nose is clicking. The collective awareness is a shared storehouse of potential. When you remember you're part of the fluid continuity of life, you become a channel for great inspiration. Allow the magic to flow through you and carry your dreams into reality. Your success will benefit many. Your success will benefit many, which is why you're the man for the job or the woman for the job, right? Why we're following the leader. Come on, Simba. Come on, Simba. The stork here, or this crane, is representing to me abundance, fertility, because you then actually also go into this, oh my God, talking about abundance and fertility and pregnancy. Somebody may be having babies, or could definitely be something involving children. The image of this card always is like the sperm card for me. It's like passion and water again, fire and water. It's like look at this. It's like she bursts out from underneath these deep emotions, and she comes up like this. Who's that Hawaiian goddess? Is it Pele? She comes up like rising from the ocean like a volcano. It's very, very beautiful actually. So very empowered feminine energy here on these cards with the Empress. Empress is Taurus Libra energy. Eight of Wands symbolizes communication and action. The Empress is fertility, creation energy, the ability to support and nurture. She's all four queens of the tarot. She really is like the best you could possibly get. Whether this is you or somebody around you, I'm reading it as your energy, but it's somebody who, when the Empress shows up in a reading, there's a huge amount of growth and potential. You know, the seeds you plant can grow, like how you know, seeds can turn into babies. So there's a lot of abundance here. If you're trying to get pregnant, then this is a really good sign. Seven of Pentacles means putting in the work though over time. This is a card that says very Virgoan energy. It's like if you want something to be abundant, if you want growth, if you want you know, things in your life to grow and evolve and you know, that abundance to come in, then you need to put in the work over time. Good things come to those who wait. So, and then you've got the World card there, completion, Queen of Cups, opening up those emotions. There's that lightning strike from the sky again. And then back to the Seven of Pentacles. So you've got some really, really good cards there. I don't think I need to say anymore. I think you probably have a good idea of what you need to do, what you need to say, what you've been bottling up, what this work is that you're doing involving emotion and passion. You're probably very, very clear actually about, if this is your reading, what you have to do and where you're going, because you've got this was the main card for your reading, right? You've got the imagination, you've got the ability to see this is potential, right? You've got the ability to see the potential and to be the leader in something that's going to be extremely healing, not just for you but for a lot of people around you. It's a very, very beautiful reading, one of the best readings I think I've ever done. And again, I told you I pulled these cards because they're the cards that I was shown. I didn't set anything up. Everything else is like how it came out. So I hope that reading was helpful to you. Do go and check out the songs in the description box down below, and especially the last two, because when I end this reading I'm going to pull you 2 more songs. I can't do it with the tablet today because my tablet's broken. Something going on with Mercury and Libra at the moment. It's driving me crazy. But I'm going to pull you 2 more songs. So the second to last song is going to be the song you really need to hear right now if this reading is resonating with you. And the very last song is going to be your advice song. So don't take it literally. Use your intuition. I feel like you're the most important person. You're the hero of this story. And you're leading the way. So I am handing over the reins to you. You can drive this chariot forward because you're the right person for the job, Aquarius. So I'm going to leave it there. Best of luck with that. You've absolutely got this, and I've got a huge amount of faith in you if this is your reading. All right, I'm leaving it. Best of luck. Leave me a like if you like, subscribe, share with friends if you think it's their reading. Leave me comments in the comment box down below if anything particularly resonated. Hit that notification bell. But if you want to come in as a sneaky stealth watcher and not let on, and keep it on the down low, because you've got this master plan here that you're forming in your brain. If you want to come in as a stealth watcher, I completely appreciate that as well. Thank you for watching to the end of the reading. That's really helpful for me, in terms of watch hours. So you're very much appreciated, even if you come in being a bit sneaky. So take care, Aquarius. Best of luck in the world. I've absolutely got faith in you here, and I hope you have faith in yourself. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.